Welcome to the second episode of my channel, Awakening. In my experience, it is a disillusionment in terms of who I thought I was and the environment I was living in, the life I was living. And this, I believe, my first awakening happened when I was 3. With a fall that caused a severe concussion. But at that age, that's all, as a child, you don't know anything else. My second awakening happened at 13 or 14, when I made a decision to try to take my own life. But by that time, I was very much disillusioned with the world and how I felt inside and the environment that was around me, and not feeling I had any power to change things for things to be different. The fourth awakening happened when I was 20. Well, I guess it was the third. When I was on Outward Bound, and I was on my solo and out in nature in Northern Ontario. I just had an experience of being one with the vast sky of stars at night. I felt myself as part of the whole. But I came back and I was deeply depressed and back in the disillusion and not feeling like I had any power to change my life, make different decisions. The next awakening happened when I was 25. Still in the bouts of an eating disorder that kept me binging pretty much all the time. And this had already been going on for years. And I was on my knees and I went to see a woman that I was about to do some personal work with in Thailand. And just through the reflection in her eyes, I saw who I was. That there was no problem, there was no addiction. I just felt pure peace and love. However, the depression and the eating disorder continued. And fast forward to 45. And a big disillusionment again in my life in the middle of COVID. In the darkness of a very cold December. And at this point, my body almost broke down through my adrenal glands. And it was there again, I had to make some really big changes. Really difficult part of in my life. And then, the next, which is the biggest activation for awakening. About 2 years later, I met someone who I later have come to believe is my twin flame. And the reason why this is the greatest awakening is because, in my experience, they have mirrored and shown me and brought to light my deepest fears, my deepest insecurities, and my greatest core wounds. And there is nowhere to go. There is no coach. There is no reading. There is no energetic healing session. There is no training for any sports event, which I have been doing and training for the Ironman. The only way out, if you will, is meeting this journey deeply. It requires so much courage. And so I share this with you now about almost 3 years on the journey of knowing I'm a twin flame. There is so much confusion about what the journey is. But because I have been on a journey of awakening in my whole life, of course I'm on a twin flame journey, because that's what it truly is. So, it may not feel like it in this moment, but I can assure you, in the end, it is a blessing. I don't know about 3D romantic union, but I do know as I continue to surrender and receive grace, something powerful is happening within me. In my experience, this truly is the awakening. To be shown the core parts of ourselves, there's actually no problem. However, in my experience, they block the flow of the great love that I am, that we are. And these core wounds and fears really block access to my capacity to be of service in the world. Same for you. And what we require now at this time is all hands on deck. I hope this message supports you in some way and supports you maybe in feeling less alone, less crazy. Keep going. Gratitude, joy, finding joy in things and celebration in anything, any small thing, even if it's just for a nanosecond, has a huge effect on this journey. And you watch as you look back and continue to move forward. Something is really happening.